Now, I just got a reason to absolutely despise payment processors even more than I already did, and I didn't think it's possible, but I have to agree with the gamer now. Like, for those of you who are unaware of what this publication is, imagine like the most extreme left-wing lib shit takes that you can possibly imagine. Like the worst takes, and then amplify that by 10, and you're starting to reach a level where the gamer is at. Yeah, every single article was a senseless assault on decency and on common sense, and they were trying to rage bait like no tomorrow. And today, here I am looking at one of their articles and agreeing with them. They're on the same side as me. It's like, it's okay, fine. You know, the more the merrier, I guess. And they say that adult games are only the beginning, and that Grand Theft Auto and Saints Row are reported at risk of being delisted by payment processors. Now, while no one really cares about Saints Row anymore after their latest performance, Grand Theft Auto is actually concerning. And what's interesting is that I've seen people not believing this and saying, well, hold on a little bit. GTA is never going to be targeted by payment processors because GTA is about violence. And it's okay to show violence to a 5-year-old, just don't show him a titty. Like, this is the new morality we're in, you know? Like, it's funny because they don't say both are true. Right? Like, they don't say, well, you shouldn't show violence and a titty to a 5-year-old. It's like, no, like, violence is okay. Or at least people don't freak out as much. And the reason I find it hilarious is because when I grew up, it was the other way around. Like, I remember watching Dragon Ball when I was a kid. It was on national television and Sailor Moon and stuff. And they used to have, like, some fan service scenes. And absolutely no one had an issue with that. But the moment you have them beating themselves up, you know, the moment you have Goku and Vegeta punching each other and there was blood and stuff, like, parents would freak out. You would have concerned citizens' letters. You'd have articles in the press. Everyone was freaking out about the violence, right? And that now is the other way around. And so what I want to say, it's really about the culture, right? It's really about the context. You don't know what will freak people out 20 years from now, but clearly they will have like different sensibilities than we do. The cancel culture is there. People judging and putting a microscope on entertainment and what people watch is still going to be there. It's just that the sensibilities are going to be different. And if you accept the principle that payment processors should actually be able to dictate what is and what isn't allowed in works of pure fiction that don't involve actors, that don't involve human beings, it's just like books, video games, cartoons. Like, if you're really that hyper-focused on what adults make to adults, and you come to the decision that the payment processor should have the last say, well, then yeah, like, you would have video games that have violence being banned. And honestly, like, in my opinion, video games with violence are actually more harmful than anything that shows a titty. Because you have teenagers or even young kids that try to reproduce the violence. And there have been cases, like there used to be this TV show Jackass when I was growing up. And there was an episode where they tied a rope around a merry-go-round and then they attached it to a truck. And they pulled it, and it was hilarious to see the guys injuring themselves. But in the TV show, well, sorry, the show, they were professionals. Like, they were stunt-trained professionals. It's possible that the actual stunt didn't really happen, and they had, like, different cuts and different takes in order to fake it. But apparently, like, some teenagers tried to reproduce it in real life, and when they did that, one of them died. And so, it's just one example, but, like, there were many cases where young adults tried to reproduce the stuff that was on TV. Now, the way society would handle it back then would be to laugh and to say, well, they got the Darwin Award, right? It's like, it's good for the human genetic population because they got out of the gene pool. Like, if you're really that stupid to try to copy something you see on TV, well, your parents were idiots and you deserve it, right? Like, that was the mentality when I was growing up. Now, it's like, it's a national tragedy. It's horrible. Like, if one person out of 250 million people does something idiotic, and society, like every other of those 249 million, failed to protect that idiot from harming themselves, well, we need to ask corporations to do more, and we need to ask payment processors to step in. In my opinion, like, both of these are extremes, but it seems that society is like a light switch. It goes from one extreme to another. And so, in the future, if people agree again that violence is an issue, yeah, you're going to have GTA banned. Now, the interesting aspect is that it already happens. Like, Rockstar is basically saying that due to Ofcom, due to the British legislation, violence is not okay, and it would affect things like SpongeBob. I'm not even kidding. And it would also affect stuff like GTA. And you actually need to dox yourself now to play GTA Online if you're from Britain. And so, why is this far-fetched? Like, why are people saying it would never happen? What I do think is going to happen is that a lot of these gatekeepers deciding, like the ESRB rating or deciding if a game gets banned or not, they're human beings and they're prone to corruption. And they play favorites. And so maybe GTA isn't going to get banned simply because it's grandfathered in, simply because the company has already made a lot of money and they can afford lawyers and they can make it a legal hassle for the censors to try and stop them. But the game, of course, can be a little bit more milquetoast. Like, they will play ball a little bit. However, like, any of the competition is going to be decimated. Right? So you're going to end up with the situation like we have today where you can have a video game like The Last of Us 2 with actual pornography in it, actual sex scenes in it. Meanwhile, a video game with anime and some fan service, and it gets people to freak out and they censor it. Like, it is what it is. They're freaking out about a video game No Mercy, which barely had any people playing when it came out. They made it popular by talking about it in the parliament and by talking about it on social media. But like, then you have a game like The Last of Us 2 where you can have a crowbar and crack a woman's skull with it. And there's brains everywhere and it's like very descriptive and stuff. And for some reason, that is considered fine. Like, the standard doesn't apply to both. Right? But a video game where it's sexual in nature and it's edgy and it's trying to be extreme on the, sexual side, that needs to get banned by the payment processors. And so, unless the mentality changes, we're going to grow up with Chinese movies. China is already making very good video games because at least their censorship makes sense. Like, they have, like, strict rules. The developers know exactly what gets censored and what isn't. There's nothing ambiguous about it. And their censorship is actually more lax than we're going to have in the West on the payment processor side. And not to mention, the payment processors can change their whim at any point. Like, you can't vote them out. You can't do anything about it. And so, like, China is also having a censorship system, but it's a more reasonable one for creators. And this is why you go to Steam and some of the top sold games right now are Chinese. Hopefully, the West is going to stop this shit. It's going to stop policing art because art is actually soft power. Now, the reason a lot of Eastern Europeans absolutely love Americans is because we grew up with American movies, American music, American entertainment. And so you think Americans are cool. No, I'm not kidding. Like, it's literally that. So I don't want my kid to grow up with Chinese shit. But the way things are going, that's what we're going to get. Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you on my live stream. There's a link to that and to the pinned comment. Take care.